Hi, my name is Paige. Welcome to my channel. So I need to be quick about this because I am running out of daylight. I feel like usually in Arizona, it doesn't start to get dark early until like end of October, early November, but I feel like recently we've been losing a lot of daylight, but it also has been rainy and stormy the past couple of days, so that could be why. But you are not here to talk about the weather. You are here to see what books I have hauled over the past couple of weeks. So if you haven't already seen my TBR for September, I did complete my TBR game, which meant I got to draw a random surprise, and my surprise ended up being a book buying spree, which is what I was hoping for, and I have done that. I kind of went a little over budget, but I also did get some stuff from little free libraries, so we're going to go through all of the books that I have recently purchased. I might tell you like a few things about it or what I know about it, but I'm not going to give like full descriptions of all of these books, and we are just going to go through everything on these two shelves that I have. So starting off with the little free libraries that I have gone to, I went a full day going to probably close to 30, and I have a few clips from that, so I'll just play those here. Yeah, these are the books that I have hauled from that little free library trip, and I don't know much about them, but I did look them all up on Goodreads, and there are a few that have made it back onto my unhauled shelf without even trying to read them, just because the star ratings were so low. And there's a few here that if I feel like going on a little free library trip again, I might pull from these, because I'm not exactly excited about all of them, but there's some that I feel like are gonna be gems. So the first one that I'm looking at is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I've heard so many people talk about this one. I feel like it's been related to Colleen Hoover books, but it's big. It's way bigger than I expected it to be, but I found this in a little free library that also had Beach Read, and I made my mom grab that one, so I was excited about this one. This one is called If I Was Your Girl. It's by Meredith Russo, and I knew nothing about this one, but it seems like it might have a trans main character, and so I was intrigued by that just based on what it was all about. And I think I saw a few people that I follow and am friends with who have read this, and they gave it pretty high ratings, so I was excited to see that. This one is called The Summer Job by Lizzie Dent. I think that this is about somebody who goes and pretends to be her sister and does like a job somewhere. It might be like Ireland or something, but she has to fake her identity and then falls in love with somebody under those pretenses, and so I feel like that's probably going to be the issue in this book, but it sounds like a fun little romance, so it sounded cute. I feel like in little free libraries I'm always grabbing romances, and this is again How to Fake It in Hollywood by Ava Wilder. I think that this is like a fake dating in Hollywood sort of situation, and it sounded fun. I like romances. I feel like they're fun and easy to read, so whenever I see them in little free libraries, I always grab them. Then we have The Taking of Jake Livingstone. I think this is about our main character who has died or sees ghosts. I'm not sure, but I know it has to do with death and ghosts. I also grabbed The Mighty Miss Malone by Christopher Paul Curtis. This just sounded pretty cute. I cannot tell you what it's about, but I feel like it has to do with some singing. I'm not entirely certain, but it sounded cute. It sounds like it might be a middle grade or a young adult. Okay, this one has the potential of being unhauled because I've literally heard nobody talk about it, but it's Incantation by Alice Hoffman. I just know Alice Hoffman's name because of Practical Magic, and I can't find an audiobook for this one. I'm just not entirely excited for it, so this one might eventually make it back into another little free library. I just wanted to grab something because a lot of these libraries were duds, so this is just one that I grabbed it because I knew the author. Oh my gosh. All the Missing Girls by Megan Miranda. This one is in not great condition. The cover is like completely off. So if you know how to fix that, let me know, or link me to some YouTube videos to teach me how to fix that and what to glue it back with. But this just sounds like an easygoing thriller. Easygoing. I don't know if thrillers are easygoing. Easy to read thriller. And I was excited to see something that was thriller-esque. That wasn't like John Grisham. I feel like all of John Grisham's books were in every single one of these libraries, as well as Stephen King books. I saw a ton of those, and I'm just not really interested in Stephen King. And who else was in these? James Patterson, whatever, him, who has every single book known to man published. So those were all in all of these little free libraries, and I just wasn't interested. But I did find Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. I have not read any Kristen Hanna books, but I feel like people really like her books, so I figured I would give this one a go, maybe, possibly. I'm not entirely interested in it, but I know the name Kristen Hanna, so again, I just picked it up because I wanted to grab something. Drop Dead Gorgeous by Rachel Gibson. This just sounded like another romance, and I think the main character is dead, which sounded kind of interesting, so grab that. And finally, we have The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, and another thriller. I feel like everybody was reading this one and Final Girls by Riley Sager like at the same time last year, and so I can't remember what people thought about it, but I grabbed it anyway. So those are all of the books that I got from a little free library, but now let's get into all of the books that I have purchased. I will be doing a video towards the end of the year, like how much money I spent on books all year long. So I'm not going to say like how much my budget was or anything in this video. So look out for that in the distant future for all of my spending habits. But I was really trying to prioritize my local bookstore, and then I was going to go to Barnes & Noble because I had a gift card to there, and then there were just some books and some editions of books that I could not find at either Barnes & Noble or the local bookstore to me. So I did buy some books on Amazon, more than I kind of wished that I did, but I'm just really excited to read these books, and I wanted them in certain editions, and I was only finding like a paperback of one copy, a hardcover of another, and I wasn't finding like full editions or full series, I mean, of books. So I did have to go with Amazon for some of them, but I will let you know where I got them if I can remember. Does that make sense? I will let you know where I got them if I can remember to say them. I'm talking too fast. I need to slow down. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited about all of these. I cannot wait to read them. I want to read them right now. Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I love this whole decades era that she has going on, so I am very excited to read this, and I have a friend to now buddy read with, so I'm super excited to read this one in the near future. I just love Taylor Jenkins Reid's stories. I just love them. I just love them. Then I got I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. Everyone is reading this, everyone is loving this, so I'm going to try my best to fit this into my October TBR. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I literally don't know what this is about, but I know that everybody who reads it currently is loving it. So this was basically I heard somebody say they loved it and I bought it sort of deal. I feel like we've all been there. And I think those were all from the local bookstore. I think Carrie Soto might have been from Barnes & Noble. But from my local bookstore, we had 2 books that were on sale. There's more up there, but these 2 are just the ones in my hands. We have The Guest List by Lucy Foley, and I've heard that this is a really fun thriller. And this is 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. And I think that this is like a romance, second chance romance maybe? I don't know. I think Nat hauled it in one of her videos and gave a summary of it, and I instantly put it on my wish list. Have I read the first one? No. But did I buy the entire series? Yes. So I got City of Brass, Kingdom of Copper, and Empire of Gold, and by S.A. Chakraborty. And I bought them on Amazon because no matter where I looked, I could only find the paperback versions of them. And I just have a feeling with these books that I'm going to really enjoy them. And I'm gonna want them in hardcover, and I'll be very sad if I just bought them in paperback to read them and then have to repurchase them in hardcover. So we're just going full in on hardcover, and I hope that I really do enjoy them, because it's going to be very sad to read the first book, not like it, and then push through 2 books. But I just like, I have a feeling I'm gonna love them. So I'm so excited. I got 2 books by Olivia Waite, The Hellions Waltz and The Care and Feeding of Wappish Widows, and they are Sapphic historical romances, which I also got 4 Sapphic historical romances by Cat Sebastian. I have read two Cat Sebastian books and I love them, so I got these 4. A Duke in Disguise, Unmasked by the Marquess, I think it's Marquess, and A Delicate Deception. I also got A Little Light Mischief, which is an itty bitty baby book, which I thought was part of this series, but apparently it's part of another series. But I feel like it could be read on its own, maybe, possibly, hopefully. If you can't tell, I was really feeling the Sapphic historical romance vibes, so I bought a bunch of them, and I'm so excited. But wait, there's another one, and that is The Perks of Loving a Wallflower by Erica Ridley. And I've heard mixed feelings on this one, but I also heard that it's kind of slow to start, and I like pretty slow books sometimes, so I hope it keeps my attention. But I'm excited for these. I am just wanting to get back into historical romance right now, but I might have to wait till November because October's coming up and it's gotta be the spooky reads, right? I also got A Dreadful Splendor by B.R. Myers because Nat read it and liked it, and it's historical and about witches, kind of, or no, I think she says that she can do seances and talk to the dead, and that sounds really interesting, so I got it because Nat liked it. And that influences a lot of my purchases. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I feel like this is just everybody's favorite romance, or at least on their list of favorite romances, and I just have to finally read it. I just have to finally read it. I feel like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm very excited to get to this one. I don't know if I should wait until next summer because this is a summer read, or if I just should read it now. I feel like I should just read it now. Then I got The Bone Maker by Sarah Beth Durst. This was recommended to me by Jessie from The Bookish Mom, and I found it at my local bookstore and I was so excited to see it there. I feel like this was the only copy of it too, so I just snatched it right off the shelf and I am so excited to get to this one. I read the back of it and it sounds so good. It sounds so good. So Jessie, thank you for that recommendation. I told myself I would only buy this book if it was on sale, and it was. So this is Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. And The Hating Game is the bane of my existence. I hated that book so much, but that video that I posted after only a couple months of booktube, when I literally woke up in the morning and just ranted about that book for 30 minutes and talked about the entire book from start to finish, yeah, that's my most viewed video, and it kills me. It kills me that that is what people watch the most. But I do want to give Sally Thorne a second chance, and I figured might as well do that with a book about second chances. So look out for that video sometime in the future. Just not in the near future, in the distant future, because I don't trust her. But this was on sale, so it was a sign that I have to film that video eventually. All right, these had to be purchased on Amazon because I cannot find them in any bookstore. But these are the beautiful editions of Brandon Sanderson's books. We have Shadows of Self and The Bands of Mourning, which are book 5 and 6 in the Mistborn saga. And I just read book 4, really enjoyed it, wanted to carry on as soon as possible, so I got the next 2 in the series. And then this is Elantris, and it's not part of Mistborn, but it's part of the Cosmere. So I just love these covers, and when you line them all up against each other on the shelf, they look so pretty. So I need to find all of his books in these editions. Then I got the first 6 books in the Wayward Children's series that starts with Every Heart a Doorway, because the Story Continue book club will be reading these 2 books, maybe, possibly, in October. Look out for an official announcement in my October TBR at the end of this month. But yeah, I have been wanting to read these books. They're super short. Everyone seems to really enjoy them. They might not be like all-time favorites. I know that there's some hits, some misses, but I've just really been wanting to read them, and I read Middle Game recently and really enjoyed it. So I have a feeling I'm going to really vibe with Shauna Maguire's writing. So I just went ahead and got the first 6. I also got The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana, and I believe that this is a, I could be very wrong if it's Sapphic, but I think it's a witchy romance. a witchy romance, and I'm going to try my best to fit this into October because it just sounds so fun. I heard it's so cute. So I don't know what else to say. I'm just so excited. And then Nat once recommended this trilogy to me. It was like a year or so ago, and it starts with A Light Amongst Shadows by Kelly York. The second book is A Hymn in the Silence, and the third book is called The Wrath of Wolves. And I don't know what it's about, but I think it's gay, and I think it could be paranormal. But she said it was good, and it was only on Kindle, and I don't like reading ebooks. And then I saw it being independently published, and there's also the audiobooks on Hoopla for the first 2 books. And I just decided might as well get it. Might as well get it. Nat recommended it to me a long time ago, so I'm just gonna get all 3 of them. And I trust Nat. So Nat, I feel like you are to thank for a lot of these purchases. You just give really good recommendations, and you sell books very well to me. Then I got Gideon the Ninth. I picked this up at Barnes & Noble, and I thought it was so funny that the person who made like a plaque for this book wrote, "This is the gayest book I've ever read," and then next to it with the second book and so wrote, "Somehow this one's even gayer." So I was almost convinced to buy book 2, but I'm clearly buying full series right now without even starting book 1, and I just felt like I needed to put the brakes on that for a little bit. So I just bought the book 1 for this series. Aren't you proud? Be proud of me. Be proud of me. If you are proud of me, put a little bone or skull emoji in the comments to let me know that you acknowledge my restraint with this one purchase. I got excited, you guys. I had permission to buy books, and I bought books. Then we grabbed A Taste of Gold and Iron by Alexandra Rowland. Do I know what this is about? No, but I think it's gay, and I think it's fantasy. So I had to get it because somebody said it was good. Do I know who said it was good? No, I don't. I can't remember. But I wanted it immediately. I also finally got my hands on the Livingstone by TJ Klune. It's been sitting in my Amazon cart for months, and I just haven't purchased it. Like, who am I? I also haven't read The Fairy Tales from Verania by TJ Klune, so I think I was waiting to read that before I purchased this one. But like, it's TJ Klune. We all know I'm going to eventually read it. And I love the Tales from Verania. I don't know what was holding me off from buying this one, but I am excited to finally have this in my hands. I'm just so happy right now, you guys. I have so many new books to pick from. Okay, we are almost done. 2 more books. First is My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix, I believe. It doesn't say on the front. That's very weird. Oh, yes, it does. Just very tiny. Very interesting. So I didn't know that Final Girl Support Group and this were written by the same author, but apparently it is. And I picked this up 2 reasons. Audible had this out with Audible Plus, so I didn't have to pay for the audiobook, and I wanted to get this. But then also the TV series is going to be coming out soon, and I wanted to read this before that happens so that I can actually start watching TV and have a reason to watch TV. So I'm excited about this one. This is one of my favorite covers, like, of all time. I think it's just one of the coolest covers ever. And finally, I got her Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I have been picking up and putting this down, adding it to my cart, moving it to my wish list over and over and over and over again for months since everybody started reading it. But I was at my local bookstore picking up a pre-order, and I picked it up, put it down, walked back over to it, picked it up, put it down, and somebody who worked there just said, do it, put it in your cart right now, do it. And I did it. So he really talked me into it. But this thing is, this is a brick, and I am terrified to read it. But what makes me feel better is that I eventually want to read Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, and that audiobook is 48 hours long. This one is like only 25. So compared to Way of Kings, this is nothing. This is an easy breezy read. And I think the Mistborn book 1 or book 2 was like 24 hours. So, you know, it's okay. I can do it. Alright, so those are the 48 books that I have hauled recently. I'm sure there will be more that come into my life in the near future, But I am just so excited to read these blends. Let me know if you have read any and which ones I should prioritize on my TBR in the next couple of months or at the end of the year. Oh my gosh, there's a hummingbird outside. Anyway, like I said, I'm so excited to read these. I am just so happy that that was the prize that I won. But I need to get going. I need to edit another video, get one out soon because I'm going on a week-long trip and I need to have my videos edited and scheduled. But the next one you should be seeing is my October TBR and I'm excited for that one as well. So I will see you in my next video, which should be out very, very shortly. If you want to chat with me about books, I have my Instagram and Discord linked in the description, and I will see you on Friday. All right, bye.